Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the highly anticipated sequel to 2018's Into the Spider-Verse. Here are my spoiler-free thoughts. I consider the first one to be one of the most beautiful animated movies of all time, and somehow this one is even more gorgeous. Each of the main dimensions that our characters visit in this story are both really creative and fun in terms of presentation and style. I particularly like the painted look of Spider-Gwen's dimension. Like the original, they lean into the comic book aesthetic using those different panels within the shots, creating interesting framing, making it really exciting and engaging. The lighting in particular is breathtaking, especially in these nighttime rainy sequences. The animation of the characters, the way they move, is really fluid and extremely satisfying to watch. Once again, the music is excellent too, both the soundtrack and Daniel Pemberton's original score. I particularly liked the theme, the motif used for Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099. Story-wise, I think it's really important for you to understand that this is a part one of two. Otherwise, you're going to be like some people in my theater who are scratching their head when they saw the to be continued right before the credits started rolling. This is actually not a really plot-heavy movie despite its long runtime. It's way more about the characters and developing the relationship between the characters that they establish. Fortunately, these characters are excellently written, and our team of protagonists is really fun to root for. Of course, we expected the returning cast of characters to be great, and they are, but the newcomers, they are fantastic as well. I found Spider-Man 2099's backstory to be especially compelling. But let's be honest, Peter B. Parker's little spider baby was the scene stealer. She was cute, she was hilarious, she's everything you want in a little movie, baby. So in relation to part ones, I'd say this is more of a Dune than an Infinity War. Let me explain. Whereas Infinity War has this huge climactic battle at the end of it, our heroes facing off against Thanos, boom. This one is more like Dune in the fact that it's saving that climactic battle for part two. In other words, don't expect a traditional beginning, middle, end format. In fact, the structure of this movie is pretty abnormal. I also thought the movie was going to end several times before the credits actually rolled, but they continued to set up all these little things for part two. Now, while this is more of a character study than a plot-driven piece, there is plenty of spectacle and electric action to enjoy along the way. There's also a really fascinating exploration of themes like fate and determinism that I can't wait to see them resolve in part two. So yes, this movie is mainly setting up its second half, but that doesn't mean it's not great, because this movie is freaking awesome. It's fantastic, it's gorgeous, it's entertaining, and I'm just excited for March 29th, 2024, when we get Beyond the Spider-Verse to conclude this trilogy. So far, they are 2 for 2. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, if you're still listening to me ramble on about how awesome I think this movie is, you're gonna wanna stick around, subscribe, because my friend Holden and I are gonna do a full in-depth spoiler review on our podcast early next week. We also went back and reviewed Into the Spider-Verse, the original one, a couple weeks ago in preparation for this, so you can check that out as well, link in the description. So be on the lookout for that in-depth spoiler review. We'll also, of course, cover Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, but in the meantime, have a good one.